over there. No. I thought we were over that. Say hi, everybody. Say hello. Say, look at this big boy. Say, look at you, huh? Say, look what a handsome boy I am, huh? I know. You're like, let me go. No. Get down. Get down. Get down. So welcome back, everybody. You know, first time. Yes, hi, Sully. Thank you for giving Paul. If it's your first time here, I'm Alex. There's a Gypsy, there's a Cleo back there, and a Sully on the floor. And the rest of our crew is scattered elsewhere in the house. So today's video, we're going to talk about slow feeders and a little bit about resource guarding. So when we first brought Sully home, it took him a couple days to figure out that you have to eat out of your own bowl. He tried to like always share with everybody else in the house, and obviously they weren't approving of that. They told him to back off, and so he adjusted really well with just eating out of his own bowl and watching, you know, that everybody gets fed in a certain order and stuff like that. But the last maybe like week and a half, maybe even 2 weeks on, I think it's been about a week and a half, he has been horfing his food down like super fast. Like he is like a freaking vacuum cleaner.
Tell me your thoughts.
Gypsy and Cleo warn him pretty well, like not to enter into their areas when they eat, you know, but Silver, she's blind, she can't see, so after he horfs down all his food, he will bolt and run and like knock her out of her bowl type thing to eat the rest of her food. So I was looking into slow feeders, and that's usually what I suggest to people if you've got a dog that's eating too fast or, you know, just going nuts over the bowls, to get a slow feeder. But one thing I've noticed with a lot of cattle dog parents is when they buy a slow feeder, it's those plastic type ones. And most cattle dogs seem to just pick it up and fling them in the air or flip them upside down. So I was looking around to see if they had ceramic ones, and I finally found a ceramic one on Amazon. And I personally like ceramic bowls and like stainless steel better than plastic, because the plastic bowls, it's sometimes harder to clean plastic bowls, and plus the dogs end up chewing on them and you get those weird little spiky things on the plastic bowls. But so this bowl actually said it was a non-skid bowl, like where it can't be movable, and I noticed it just came with the little rubber stopper things on the bottom. I kind of don't like that about this bowl, just because it, I keep thinking all the dog hair and dirt that's going to get under those, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to replace them. But as you can see, you know, I've smacked it a couple times and it took a really good whack before it actually moved, so I was very hopeful about this bowl. So for the last few days we've been using the slow feeder, and I'm actually very happy with the results of it. He isn't able to pick it up and toss it around anywhere. It's actually taking longer for him to eat now, which is good, because, you know, puppies, if they overeat too much, you know, they can get an upset tummy, they can get the little bloated tummies. But the girls are able to eat in peace now without him rushing into anybody's area and bothering them to try to steal their food. So it's keeping him preoccupied, and it's having him eat slower. And I'm actually really thankful that he didn't respond like weirdly to it or anything, like wondering why his food was shoved in all these little crevices. I'm actually very impressed with the bowl, even though I'm not a huge fan of the stoppers on the bottom, but I can say it doesn't move. I've never used a slow feeder for any of my dogs before, but the way he's horfing it down and just bullying the rest of the crew like to get food, I didn't like that. Hopefully the bowl teaches him some patience, and you know, as the older he gets, he'll realize mealtime can be a relaxing thing. You don't have to like go nuts and crazy and horf it down. Now we're going to talk about resource guarding. I've never really had dogs that had an issue with resource guarding, but Sully is showing some displays of it. So first we're going to talk about resource guarding on food, and then we'll talk about the toys. You know, I've mentioned in a previous video, you know, the way to stop a dog from going too crazy over a bowl of food or whatever, you take it away. I know a lot of people are against that now. I know a lot of people don't train that way now. That was a tip I got from a trainer. But, you know, you also have to be careful if you take the bowl away, if they're acting inappropriate, because it could cause more aggression. It could, you know, the dog can think you're like stealing its food, like, because it's that focused on that's my resource type thing. But Lucian used to horf down food all the time, and that was from a trainer that told me, you know, just take the food away from him and kind of make him sit, you know, and wait and be patient. And once he was calm, then you could give it back to him, and that worked for him. That's not going to work for every dog, and like I said, it can make some dogs think that you're taking away that resource. So another thing that I have done for years, which apparently is the correct training for resource guarding is every once in a while I'll drop like a extra special treat in my dog's food. It's not every meal, but I've always done things like that, and also petted them while they were eating to let them know that when I approach, I'm not there to steal anything. Like I said, Lucian was our only dog we ever had an issue when it came to food, but he never resource guarded it. He just went too nuts over it. Like, he bolted like it was a race type thing. I probably should have used a slow feeder for him, but at the time it wasn't suggested. I mean, we're talking like over 10 years ago. And at the time it was explained to me, you know, when you take away the bowl, that, you know, you make them sit and be calm, and it establishes your role with them, and it also establishes the rules of mealtime. But I know that's looked down upon a lot now. I have seen some people where they'll approach with something like really extra special, like, you know, give them like a real chicken type thing and lay it next to the bowl, and then, you know, you're able to take the bowl away from them and then put it back. But I'm not sure if that's the correct method anymore that people are teaching or not. But I think the best safe method for anybody dealing with resource guarding is to approach slowly and offer something better and just drop it in their bowl to get them used to you coming up to the bowl. And another random thing I do, which I don't know if this is actually a dog training thing or not, but, you know, when I bring home a new puppy, I will actually sit on the floor during meal times. And the reason I do that is not only to try to teach the puppy that that's their spot to eat, but, you know, I don't want the puppy bothering the other dogs. And that's why I sit on the floor. We're having multiple dogs. I sit on the floor when we're going through that adjustment period. So just in case somebody does get it in their head to go out of line for some reason and go after the other one's bowl or something, I'm there to correct it. That's just something I do. It's never been taught to me to do that. But, you know, when you have multiple dogs, sometimes you just do what you feel is right, and that's what I feel is right, is to sit on the floor and help them. And also when I'm on the floor, especially when I have a new puppy in the house, you know, I will offer food by hand to the puppy or to my other dogs, you know, kind of like they know I'm there for good reasons, you know. But when it comes to the whole resource guarding with food, I mean, you're trying to show your dog that you're not there to be evil and steal things from them. You're there to give them stuff and develop a trusting relationship with them and with food. But I mean, if your dog's really going after you or after other dogs and like causing bloodbaths or whatever in your house type thing, you definitely need to go see a dog trainer, or actually maybe a behaviorist, to see what's the disconnect there. Dogs can not only be possessive over their food when it comes to resources, they can become possessive over toys, a favorite bed, all kinds of things, you know. And I've never had issues with that until Sully. And they're mild issues. He's very controlling over certain toys. Or if he finds something he's not supposed to have, like old wooden fence that he keeps bringing in the house, you know, or even the sticks he brings in the house, he becomes a little bit possessive over it. He will run off and try to hide it. He will growl a little bit over specific things. It's not everything that he finds or every toy. There's specific toys and items that he gets very like upset about when I try to take it from him. And regarding the toys, the way I understand, you know, resource guarding training is that you're supposed to bring and offer them something better than what they have. So when they take what you have, then you can take away the other thing. And I've heard people tell me also that you can do that with something they're not supposed to have. Well, we're dealing with cattle dogs, and cattle dogs are smart. He's not buying that. When he's got a huge rock in his mouth that's about to go down his throat, you know, they say try to offer him a toy or something better. That don't work. Like, I mean, I've even tried offering him like cookies when he's had a piece of rotten wooden fence in his mouth, and he just refuses to accept the food. For a dog who is in love with food and so food motivated, that just doesn't work for him. I mean, everywhere I read about resource guarding over the years, it's always about offering them something better or whatever, but it's like, well, what do you do then when it doesn't work? When it comes to the stuff he's not supposed to have in his mouth, that whole resource guarding thing's out, because I don't want to risk his health, like if he swallows a rock or swallows something he's not supposed to. So I just do the method I've always done, is just go in there and get it out of his mouth. I don't know how you're supposed to train the resource guarding stuff when it comes to that stuff. Or when it comes to a cow dog who is just smarter than training methods at times. But anytime he's in the yard and finds something nasty he's not supposed to be eating, he now will stop when I tell him no, leave it, and I will grab it out of his mouth with no problem. I mean, at first it was kind of like fighting a little raptor, but you know, I mean, can't blame them when they find something nice and stinky, you know, they want to have it. So if any of you have any suggestions on resource guarding, you can leave them down in the comments below. Maybe things you've gone through, training tricks that worked for you. That way it can help other people out who are maybe searching the topic too. And also leaving comments helps the, you know, algorithmic, there's my word, things of YouTube, you know. But that is all for today's video, and remember to like and subscribe and all that fun stuff. And we are officially 5 days away from Sully's final vaccine shots, so I think it's 5 days. Maybe it's 6 days. 5 days until he gets his final vaccines, and then we can start taking him out into the world more, get some more socializing and walking in. And we will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Oh, look at the cuteness. Look at the cute boy. Yeah, I heard you pop up there when I said look at the cuteness. Gypsy, you still are the star of the show. You know that. Everybody still loves you very much. Clea, are you that tired? We were only doing yard work for 2 hours. Was it too much? You look so sleepy.